Hello, hello, hello. Hi, this is Bill Sefakar from the American Dreamer Show. And I have my co-host here, John Trackman Casimiro. And at the controls at the studio in the sky is James Worley, who's out of this world. And he's doing an amazing job. And I thank you all here.
He is doing an amazing job.
Yes. And we're doing a pretty good job.
We're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. And I have a feeling, John, I've been really psyched for this show. And I know you have. You've been coming on like gangbusters.
Yeah.
We're going to find that out. But we have a beauty of a Rudy for today's show. It's some little nostalgia, some feel-good music, some inspiration.
Well, what do you mean, Bill?
Good vibrations.
What do you mean? What's the premise
occasion.
of this show?
The premise is that we're going back in time, back to the future. And we're going to take part in Woodstock 50 years later. So we're going to have fun. We're going to revisit this. And that's the thumbnail for the show.
Well, because the actual Woodstock 50 did not happen because of poor promotion.
I know. We're
gonna have our own Woodstock.
Yes,
here.
we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. So first thing, and I know you're ready, and we're going to be ready. So basically, this week, I'm working on getting my newsletter back into business because I'd been doing them regularly, but this podcast has been so much fun in the YouTube channel, so I sort of relegated to the back burner. But I'm going to get running on the August, September newsletter and be some fun stuff. And I'm going to incorporate stuff that we're doing here. There'll be a better chance of the pictures and things that come to life.
There you go.
Yeah, I know you appreciate that. And we have some sayings and things, but something that came across my mind or my eyes was this magazine called
The Power of Mindfulness?
Yes, and I couldn't help but look at the picture of this lovely woman on that, and that sort of made the decision to buy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you were just brainwashed by the beautiful woman on the cover.
But really, there's so much stuff when you think about it, because we work on the mind, but it controls the magic on your body and brain. You discover what you can do for today, and there's an article in here by Catherine Schreiber, but some of the topics are how to reduce stress and be happier every day, which is nice.
I can think of a couple ways.
All right, well, maybe you should write an article for this book, this magazine. So some of the topics included how to reduce stress and sleep better, feel rested, finding gratitude, which is nice. I think we should all try to. Health benefits of slow eating, which I need to read that definitely, because I eat so fast I choke.
James too.
And live in the moment, and then 10 easy tips to achieve balance. So it really has a lot of material.
How about meditation? A lot of people meditate,
yes,
and I'm envious of those who could actually
find the time.
Well, not just find the time, but actually know how to relax. And I mean, I've tried it, and there's just like all the thoughts like go through your head, and it's kind of hard sometimes to meditate if you're not used to doing it.
And also, yoga has had a lot of benefits.
Yes.
And so this is the thing that I'm going to share with you. Bung. Thank you, James. And as we come along with this, we're going to find out some of the answers to these questions. So that was that. And I have a couple of interesting notes to share. And these are from very amazing people that have walked this planet. And Harriet, you know Harriet Beecher Stowe. She was the one that wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Okay.
But she was married to Henry Ward Beecher. And he wrote, compassion will cure more sins than condemnation. That's a lot of powerful thoughts. True. So that was from Henry Ward Beecher. Here's another one.
That was kind of like earlier, Bill, when we were discussing some things about the show, and
you were very compassionate, John.
and you gave me a hug, and that kind of brought it. It was like, okay, I see what you're doing here. You know?
I didn't even remember that. It's tied in with that compassion. Yeah. Well, John helped me because they pushed me to get an air conditioning unit for this
Yes.
studio.
May I announce,
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So I did it. And John, not only I got some quotes, but the one that I decided on was from Antonia McCutcheon, which is a very dear friend. I worked with the public access TV show in Hillsborough in Tampa. And John recommended the Bayside air conditioning.
Bayside Heating and Air, Clearwater, Florida.
Wowie kazowie. So that worked out. We have the new air conditioning unit. Everybody's cool, calm, and collected.
And what else is new, Bill?
Oh, we got a new system that James installed.
Increased data speeds.
Oh, and data speed with Frontier. Oh, and James orchestrated this whole thing that is just remarkable. It's 3 times as fast megabytes.
And it's going to save you a lot of money every month.
And it'll save me money. That's so I can pay you guys more.
Right. No, you don't have to pay us more. Just
Good.
to be able to continue paying us.
No, well, that's good. I'm glad I have it on tape. I don't have to pay.
You don't.
Do you have to put more or just don't have to pay? All right. Anyway, back to Mark Twain.
Yes, Mark Twain.
The secret of getting ahead is getting started.
That's right.
The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and then starting on the first one.
There you go.
And I have some really amazing, these not crypto codes. Well, the crypto quotes. I'm not going to read you a bunch, but I've been cutting out the crypto quotes and also my horoscope, which I'm an Aries. Now, this is from 2015. I still have I have a collection of hundreds and hundreds, thousands. So this is for Aries, and it applies. It's universal. It says, it's been interesting running into friends. It's interesting running into old friends and faces from your past. If you can, use this to your advantage, because someone from your past could make a difference in your future.
Oh, that's true.
Do.
It's interesting how people, they say, everybody you meet for a reason. I don't know if all of that is true, but a lot of people you do meet, they come and go out of your lives, and you think about them, and you may not ever see them again, but you remember what kind of impression they have an impact. And sometimes if you reach out to that one person that made an impact, and if it's just to talk to them or message them for 5 minutes, sometimes it leads to other things.
I used this quote before, and it's on one of my newsletters. Maya Angelou, she was a poet laureate and just passed away. I'm going to paraphrase what she said. You have people that, just like you reminded us, come into our lives, or what, but those people that did something kind and helpful, those are the people that you remember, not the loud people or, people.
Well, you remember them too, but
yes, for other reasons.
and there are certain people, because of certain reasons, that you know them long enough, and you see that they're either toxic or not doing anything good to your lifestyle, and so sometimes you have to cut certain people out.
Well,
and let other people come into your life that are more beneficial.
Yes, very nicely put. This a book, Be the Miracle, 50 Lessons for Making the Impossible Possible by Regina Brent. And I just had put a little sticker in there, and it's just, as you said, some people step into your life and leave an imprint on your heart, one that never goes away.
Mm-hmm.
That's very beautiful. And she talks about people about that. And we know that people. And you guys stepped into my life, and then you stepped on my hands and my feet.
Yeah, now we won't go away.
And you won't go away, but I love you, and it's nice. It's really nice. I'm going to
And we kick you in the butt to get you moving.
to do something right for a change.
Right.
Yes, and I can't thank you enough for that. So I think this first selection, it's a very meaningful song, and John Denver has been very meaningful in my life. He just is a guiding light, and
This is really like a John Denver tribute show, isn't it?
people, you wouldn't
I
believe.
mean, the whole.
No.
I mean, the American Dreamer show in itself is a big tribute to John Denver.
Well,
I mean, it really is. You really.
but he's meant so much to people, so many millions of people. All right, let me bring our audience up to date. We've done 32 shows, and they've all been in the evening for the most part. Some have been late afternoons. But this is the first time. This happens to be in the morning, according to Sir John's schedule.
Well, it's actually 12:15, but
well, we had a brunch. It started out, it was supposed to be breakfast, became brunch, which is okay because it's a nice change. And what do you think, guys? Not too early. It was 10, 11, and so we, get a chance to work on our culinary artistic endeavors, which John took over my kitchen, and he did a masterful job, I think.
Well, last time we had brunch, you made eggs and...
Yeah, you wanted to outdo me as always, and you did.
Yeah, I wanted to outdo you.
They were so nice. They were sunny side up and once over, and the onion
bagels were buttered.
And it was just, how could you not
I keep trying to tell you, just let me be in charge of food here.
Well, you want to be in charge of everything, John.
No,
you can do the whole show.
I don't want to be in charge of
everything. I think
everything.
you're cutting in here.
I'm just trying to find my niche
and
here.
You're doing fine. You got a big niche. Okay, so this is a switcheroo on this song about selecting appropriate entitled "Welcome to My Morning," and "Farewell Andromeda" was also part of that title. And it has a feel-good visions, and that it transcends for a beautiful day and a beautiful, beautiful life. So these are some of the things, and I'll talk about it a little later after I finish this tribute to "Welcome to My Morning," and maybe you'll give me a little feedback, interpreting on what you think the song's message is.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look at the lyrics. I did already, but I need to refresh myself.
So this is John Denver's "Welcome to My Morning." And as usual, if we have some new software that Sir James is working on, and maybe I can even record this prior to the show.
Now, wasn't there a John Denver song he did about Woodstock?
Yes.
I wish I could have been there.
Oh, I wanted to do that.
I thought
but
that's
that
the song you were doing.
No, because I'm doing Crosby, Stills, and Nash. We're going to do that later, and you got your maracas. So we're going to... Okay, so this is John Denver, "Welcome to My Morning." Welcome to my morning, welcome to my day. Oh yes, I'm the one responsible. I made it just this way to make myself some pictures, see what they might bring. Oh, I think I made it perfectly. I wouldn't change a thing. La la la, la la la, la la la, la 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 la. Welcome to my happiness. You know it makes me smile. And if the truth is told, I've just a little while we open up the spaces, try to break some chains. And if the truth be told, they'll never come again. La la la, la 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 la. Welcome to my evening, the closing of the day. You know I could try a million times to find a better way to tell you that I love you, and all the songs I played how to thank you for allowing me in the lovely day I made. Welcome to my morning, welcome to my day. Oh yes, I'm the one responsible, I made it just this way. To make myself some pictures, see what they may bring. I think I made it perfectly, wouldn't change a thing. Oh yes, I'm the one responsible, I made it just this way. To try to make some pictures, see what they might bring. I think I made it perfectly, I wouldn't change a thing. La 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 la.
Wow, the crowd is going wild here at Woodstock.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, gosh.
That's why there was so much traffic getting here.
Right in front of my cul-de-sac. I was crowded. All right. So, John, what was your impression of that song, if I may just... you want me to chime in? And
Let me just take my take on it. Just basically just, not just welcome to the morning, welcome to the day, but it's just kind of how everything in his life, or everyone in everyone's life, kind of comes together in the morning, And,
well, flows about the afternoon and welcome to my happiness.
Yeah.
And then evening.
Like if the morning isn't starting off right, then the rest of the day might not be. But
you'll make it. You turn it around.
Yeah.
But what interpretations that came out, I found, it said John Denver often expressed his love of the earth, nature, and his fellow humans in the words of his songs. And this song seemed to be speaking on behalf of our Creator, like in the first two verses, echoing a biblical creation. The third verse he sings on behalf of himself, thanking his Creator. So the most interesting lines, "It pleases me to have you here for just a little while," which is the short human lifespan. And he goes on to express, hope of something more. And he says, if the truth be told, it is told the change will never come again. So it's about hope and eternity. It's one of his most haunting and beautiful compositions. And I hope it came across as so. John.
Yes.
We are going to have a new, almost like a redo of the studio with James adding stuff that, he liked that little mention. And it's called OBS. James, that's out-of-body.
Out-of-body experience.
How would you describe it, James? Can you chime in on that? Well, it means the software is...
That's just possibly using online broadcaster software.
Yeah, and it has a lot of potential. We can have all kinds of people coming in and out of our show.
I'm going to start doing the show from home in my pajamas.
Oh, but that we couldn't have the
Who's
benefit
going to make
of...
the breakfast then, right?
Well, we'll have to come over there. Okay, we get into some of the inspirational stuff before we're going to get to the Woodstock that you are going to just knock us out with all that stuff you got ready. This is from the original chicken soup, the original chicken soup of the soul, for the soul, and by Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen and Amy Newmark. And I came across this because school started. I'm going to be doing my...
Oh, man, I hit so much traffic the other morning.
Those buses
I wasn't
are everywhere.
ready for it. I was like, oh, it's today.
Yeah. All right. So this is Children Learn What They Live. And it's really neat. This is Joyce Maynard. She said, if it's not only children who grow, parents do too. As much as we watch to see what our children do with their lives, they are watching us to see what we do with ours. And I can't tell my children to reach for the sun. All I can do is reach for it myself. That's a pretty good, interesting. This is so amazing, and it's on page 130, parenting stuff. If children live with criticism, they learn to condemn. If children live with hostility, they learn to fight. If they live with fear, they learn to be apprehensive. If children live with pity, then they learn to feel sorry for themselves. If they live with ridicule, they learn to be shy. And if they live with what is envy is, then the children learn with shame or jealousy. If children live with shame, they learn to feel guilty. But then it goes in and says, if children live with tolerance, they learn to be patient.
Okay.
If children live with encouragement, they learn to be confident. If they live with praise, they learn to appreciate. And if they live with approval, they learn to like themselves, which is a very heavy-duty thing. And if they live with acceptance, they learn to find love in the world. And if they live with recognition, they learn to have a goal. And if they live with sharing, they learn to be gracious. It's beautiful. It goes on. If they live with honesty and fairness, then they learn what truth and justice is. And about security.
Well, it's good that all the things there are positive.
Yes,
you know,
because
you know that a not positive upbringing causes
yes.
some kids overcome, but yeah, it really
stuff.
starts at a young age with your
Yes.
parents or whoever's
Yes.
bringing you up.
Yes, and it doesn't stop there. And that was Dorothy L. Nolte, and that was from the original Chicken Soup for the Soul. But let's carry this a little further, because this should be for everyone. You know, we become adults, and you can take that with you.
Some of us.
Some of us. Yes, John. Some of us. I think most of us in this room.
Haven't gotten there yet.
James got here. You could pull the plug on us at any time. So, but you can apply these. These are universal axioms. So, you know, it's something for us, too, to live by. Okay, so moving right along, do you have anything that I really have to look at that rock collection that your friend did out in California, because you sent me the link on that. And it was just from what you showed me on your cell phone is beautiful.
A little shout out to Dave Dean of Encinitas, California. You can find him on Facebook.
Please. How do you spell it?
Davedean. He's got a rock garden.
Mine pales in comparison.
Yeah, yours.
We don't even want to say it in the same breath.
It's not even in. We don't even include your rock collection, his rock collection. But we've talked about him on the show before, and we've given him props.
And I'm getting a couple of props going right in front of. It's really cool how this magic occurs, and I wish everybody should have a chance to have their own rock garden and podcast at the same time.
Right.
And I got hit in the head with a rock just now. Thank you, James. That rock could turn around and it's like a boomerang and get you. But anyway, there's some really good things. I would like to put it on with your help. Maybe we can add it to the show. Your friend's work that he did in San Diego. Maybe we'll
take a trip out there.
Oh, let's do it. Next show, James. Yeah. Can we put this in a suitcase?
Taking it on the road.
Can we put this in a suitcase, James? We could just take the whole studio and the boards and mics.
I'm sure we can go mobile.
Oh, let's do it.
For the right price.
And that's cost me. Okay, so the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. Here we are.
Yeah, it was actually 50 years ago yesterday. Yesterday? No, the 15th, wasn't it?
16th, buddy. We are here. We are here and now.
No. According to Wikipedia, the music festival was held August 15th.
Was that the Friday night, the 15th?
Well, yeah, but that was a Friday night, but that was yesterday.
I thought the 16th was like, it says when they advertise it, 16th to 18th.
Bill, Woodstock was August 15th.
You're right
through
there,
18th.
man.
I got it right here on
I
Wikipedia.
know you
Wikipedia
do.
doesn't lie. But it actually, when they say it went to the 18th, it was because it actually went into Monday morning. And I don't
Yes.
mean it went into like midnight Monday morning. I mean, Jimi Hendrix ended the show at 9 a.m. on Monday morning. And it's partially because there was so much music and partially because the festival was not very organized well, believe it or not.
Well, it looked good. It looked
Well,
like
no,
it was an organized pandemonium.
Well, you know, the way it started off as a paid festival.
Yeah, but everybody jumped over the.
Well, yeah, it just
They broke down
They
the
were
fence.
so overwhelming that they just the fences were broken down, and then finally they just said, "Okay, open the gates up, let everybody in." They were not expecting 400,000 or 500,000 people, but the traffic jam. A lot of people that never. There were a lot of artists that wanted to play, couldn't get there. There were bands that I mean, the list of bands that didn't play is actually bigger than the bands that did.
Wow, and
You know,
I bet you they can kick themselves.
Well, performers like Led Zeppelin was invited, but they actually had a previous engagement in Asbury Park, New Jersey, that day, and they didn't want to cancel it. Bob Dylan. Well, this I thought was funny. Bob Dylan, who actually lived
In the area. Bethel.
Yeah,
New
he
York.
actually had plans to take a cruise, and I have to read up on it, but somewhere I think in Europe, and he had planned to take this cruise, and then his son got hurt by the door, and they had to cancel. And
By the Doors.
by the Doors, and the Doors were also invited. The list of bands that did not show up at Woodstock was tremendous. And then also there was the film Woodstock.
Yes.
And some of the performers that performed at Woodstock did not make the movie. Believe it or not, Janis Joplin did not make the movie because her promoter said that she did not give the best performance because of various reasons.
Yeah. She was overloaded.
Yeah, she was a little overloaded. But yeah, I mean, we have time, and can I kind of go through the lineup?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's a pretty big lineup. I'll just do the highlights. So, like, the first day was the folk festival day. It was Richie Havens, just to name a few, Brett Summer, Ravi Shankar, Ola Guthrie, and Joan Baez. Joan Baez finished the set at 2 a.m.
James?
Okay. And then Saturday, it started off at 12:15. Country Joe McDonald, Santana, John Sebastian, just to name a few. Canned Heat, Mountain. Grateful Dead came out at 10:30, played till midnight. You know how Grateful Dead, they just play the same. They'll just jam on a song for like 45 minutes. Creedence Clearwater came out at 12:30. Janis Joplin came out at 2 in the morning. Sly and the Family Stone at 3:30 in the morning. The Who came out at 5 a.m., did the whole Tommy album. And then Jefferson Airplane finished the set out at 8 a.m. They finished at 9:40 a.m. on Sunday morning. And they took a few hours break. And then 2 o'clock, it was Joe Cocker. Yeah, 10 years after, the band, Johnny Winter, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Sha-Na Na, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, who we're going to...
Yes, we're going to sing about their Woodstock.
And then finally, at 9 a.m. Monday morning, it was Jimi Hendrix playing the Star-Spangled Banner, legendary Star-Spangled Banner, and finally finished Woodstock at 11 a.m. on Monday morning.
It's amazing.
So I didn't realize that they played not just the wee hours in the morning, but they played to sunrise.
People that were there had such a lifelong memory to take them with them.
Yeah.
That followed with them. And there was something on Facebook.
Now you didn't make it to Woodstock, but have you ever been to like a all day, all weekend music festival?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of those.
Yeah.
And it's mind boggling.
Yeah.
But this I'm trying to come up with. It was on my Facebook, and it was a couple that met that morning.
Oh wow! At Woodstock?
At Woodstock. 50 years later, they celebrated. And it was right here. Anybody should go online and find this picture of them meeting there, that exact moment. Could you imagine? And 50 years later, they celebrating their 50th anniversary, and
Where are they celebrating?
I don't know.
Well, that's important information.
It's very
Did they go
important.
back to Woodstock, or did they?
I'm sure that must have
Did they
been
go back
part
to
of-
Michigan? You know.
Yes.
Are you planning on being there, Bill?
They didn't invite me yet, but maybe I'll make it to the next 50, or we'll find out. But so the thing was that you should have seen the tributes that just rolled in, that
Yeah.
just flowed.
Well, I figure since you saw that they were,
Yeah.
doing that, you saw it on Facebook, you'd just show up.
Well,
You know what
I'm not like,
Well, he's not a stalker. You know?
the wedding crasher,
The wedding. Well, you've showed
the
up.
anniversary crasher. Oh, I wish I could find it, but anybody should, take a little time to find that couple. They had a beautiful picture of them the day they met, and then the 50th anniversary. Maybe you can find that for us, Sir John. And I'm going to share with you on a follow on your thoughts about those people that didn't make it. The song that I'm going to be doing is the Crosby, Stills, Nash rendition of Woodstock, the iconic song that captured everything. And it was written, you know who it was written by? It was written by Joni Mitchell.
Oh, Joni Mitchell wrote the Woodstock song?
Woodstock.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, and not only that, they got caught in the crossfire. That Saturday, Crosby, Stills, Nash, or Friday, performed in Chicago for the first time in front of a large audience. And she was there because she was and so she had a television interview. It's really nice. She is such a special person, spirit. She wrote this song. She didn't get to Woodstock, as we mentioned, but she had a television interview the next day, so she wrote it. There it is, buddy boy. You're so good. You want to put that in front? Let me know.
Oh, I all I did was I googled Woodstock couple met, and
All right,
it
well,
popped up.
yeah,
So
okay.
that's all you got to do is
All right. So
couple who met at Woodstock, and it'll pop up. Easy.
wonderful. Couple
Google's your friend.
Yes. So she bequeathed the song. She was an item with Graham Nash of Crosby, Stills, Nash for a couple of years before. And so they recorded this amazing song. But what transformed me, she is an angel. Joni Mitchell was like one of the goddesses of rock and roll and folk music. And she performed her rendition, if you go on to YouTube, in a piano, which is the antithesis of this rock and roll. And it was like the angels were singing on this and just softly presented this song. And it made an impression. I'm going to jazz it up a little bit, or rock it up a little bit. So we're going to get into this Woodstock.
The name of the song is Woodstock by Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yeah, and Young.
And Young too. Young was there. Yeah. Oh, actually,
He was in that the album Deja Vu. That was the
so back to the film. I guess Crosby, Stills, and Nash were in the movie, but Neil Young didn't want to be in the movie, so they shot around him. Basically, he was playing, but he did not want to be in the movie. So you do not see him in the movie because he did not want to be in the movie. He was
not in the movie.
Yeah.
Said
I mean, back,
Dr.
you know,
Seuss.
you're talking about film cameras and cameras that are like, it's not. They didn't have cell phones and small cameras back then. They had film cameras. It took up half the stage.
Because you've seen the transition from big cameras down to the digital stuff.
Yeah. I'm not that old, but yeah.
No, well, I remember we used a 3/4 inch.
Well, they
film
used this is
tape.
shot on film.
Yeah.
This is the 60s. So
Okay, well, John, we were trying to get the tambourines, but
I forgot.
no, don't say no. we when we do the studio rendition on this we got the caracas or whatever
Was it maracas?
maracas. That's the one.
Caracas.
But I really
It's an Italian restaurant. Caracas. Never mind. Sorry.
carabas. But this is Cuban or Hispanic, whatever, Latin. So anyway, we really got into this kind of tribute for Woodstock. And, I have my outfit here. I can't lift my feet high enough, but I got my sandals on with no socks. Right? You tested that, John?
Yep.
And I got my tie-dye on with some jewelry that I think would probably go well.
It's really smoky in here, too.
Because we have incense. That's what we have.
Sure it is. It's actually making it really smoky in here.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't making smoky, but it's incense, and we have our candles, and I have my potpourri that smells very nice.
Is it potpourri or potpourri?
Potpourri, whatever you want to pour in there, it pours.
Potpourri, I think, is something different.
Okay, so this is good. I'm going to get it really ramped up because they really got it ramped up, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and it's the iconic Woodstock. Oh yeah, we got a crowd here. Maybe 30,000, but it is going to be 50 by the time I finish. Well, I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road, and I asked him, tell me, where are you going? The seed told me, he said, I'm going down to Yasker's farm, gonna join in the rock and roll band. Got to get me back to the land and set my soul free. We are stardust, we are golden, and we are a billion-year-old carbon, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Well, and can I walk alongside you? I have some come here to you, lose the smile, and I feel myself a cog in something turn me. And maybe it's the time of year, yes, and maybe it's the time of man. I don't know what I am, but life is for learning. We are stardust, we are golden, and we are a billion-year-old carbon, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and everywhere was a song and a celebration. Thank you, John. And I dreamed I saw the bomber jet planes riding shotgun in the sky, turning into butterflies above our nation. We are stardust, we are golden, and we're caught in days walking. We are stardust, we are golden, we're caught in the devil's walking. And we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. And we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Back to the garden.
Just for that little time, I felt like I was at Woodstock.
Floating around.
Floating around, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys came in there. When they have the chords and the music and stuff, they said you have to realize that when they did the song Crosby, Stills, Nash, they had 3 guitars,
Yeah.
and plus the harmony, the background vocals, and everything. So I like the fact that you guys chimed in, and it made a difference. It improved it dramatically.
You think?
But when I get my YouTube channel really going, I'll have the benefit of, if it doesn't sound good when you start, you can, reset the tape or whatever and start again until it comes out right. So I'm going to, and I've been promising to do just that on some of these other renditions where, here I'm talking.
You mean a channel where there's just music?
No, where I have a chance to fine tune my guitar and vocals. It's not just right out of the starting gate. And
You mean live?
That comes with lots of practice.
yes, James, and I always draw back on John Denver, like he said it took him a half hour before a performance to work on his preparation.
You're not John Denver.
And I'm not going to take a half hour. The show would be almost all over. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. We got we're going to be wrapping things up. And, I got a couple of things. 2 minutes. My dad always had a word for us. And you remember, I sort of overdid it.
I'm sure he had quite a few words for you, Bill.
Yes, he did. And they weren't in this story, in the list of the vocabulary. But here's one that he liked, I would have imagined. It's called splendiferous.
Sounds like a sniglet.
Maybe true, but just the fact that it has splendor in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's splendiferous, and it's an adjective. Originally, the word is from Latin and English, and the definition is excellent, magnificent, splendid,
This has been a splendiferous show.
Yes, thank you.
Use it in a sentence, Bill.
MC wished everyone a splendiferous evening. So that was that. So that's cool. And let me see if this one of these... this is the end of the show. So this is good. The tragedy of life is not that it ends so soon, but that we wait too long to begin it. So,
yeah.
But we're ending the show.
Don't wait too long to begin your life.
Yes, and I have a few more things, but we're going to be signing off for next week. And till the next time, John, James, admirably, I can't thank you enough, and I appreciate all you do. And our viewers out there, I hope you had a good chance to absorb some of our fun stuff and
take some of the peace and love from Woodstock and make it go
spread
around in your life 50 years
Yeah.
later. Even though there's not a actual Woodstock,
it is
doesn't mean
in
we
your
can't
heart.
celebrate it.
You can spread it around.
Right.
Do good things. Go forth. Follow your dreams. We love you. We'll catch you next week. We'd love to hear from you. You have a chance. Go forth and prosper. Lots of love. This is your friend Bill.